So, today I just want to share part of my story and part of my journey. And you know, when I was younger, I had deep dreams of playing for rugby for England and representing my country and going and be the best I could in the world. And I got there, and I did it at 20. And at 20 years old, it was kind of like, what's next? Where do I go from here? Life took a turn and a toll, and the way that I was then received by the media started being very negative in my life, and there was things that were going on that seemed all out of my control. It all seemed like in my life, things were coming away from me. I went away to Australia and I came back, and then it felt like I was starting to get a bit of a grip in my life. And I came across a great man called Steve Black, who started talking to me about consciousness. I was 24 years old, and he started telling me to bring a conscious element to every single day that I live. It wasn't something I'd heard before. I knew about presence on the field, because that was my safe space. That's where I could go to get away. When I was a kid, I was 6, 7 years old. I'd run outside and be playing sport all day. I was doing it the entire time, all throughout my childhood, and it was my happy place. It was my safe space. But I didn't realize until I got older that the reason I had to be expelling so much energy is because my nervous system was so shot. And with the combination of a gift of being present on the field and being coordinated in what I was doing, with the same frustrations that I'd felt as a kid with anger and pain, which we all experience, no matter what our childhood is like, whether it's good or bad, we all have our own personal journey. And with the hero's journey of trying to conquer and overcome everything outside of ourselves, anger and pain can be a remarkable tool to use. It can bring endurance, stamina. It can take you to a place of achieving feats that you never thought you could. When I played in front of 80,000 people when I was 20 years old, I was so in the zone, it felt like I was playing with school kids. And I had a game that the day everything went perfect for me, it was actually ridiculous. And I didn't take any note of what was going on outside of me. But I felt safe in that place because my nervous system was so gyrated. But when there was a room full of so much energy, my whole being could calm down and slow down. And that's where I could operate. That's where I could walk in life. And the same thing sort of continued throughout my career, but more drive was coming because I kept getting rejected along the way in my striving to play for England, or I would then get it. I got the thing I thought I wanted, I needed, because I was driving for it. And then again, it was more setback, and then I'd get the thing and I'd play for the country. It would be amazing. And I started realizing I was getting to the end of a part where when I was 31, I gave everything I had, and I got Players Player of the Season. And as I was on stage receiving the award, I felt nothing. I felt nothing for it. I was so focused on what was the next thing. And then life kept spinning in the way it did, and I kept meeting great people along the way that were guiding me in different ways, through meditation, through bringing awareness to myself, to my own heart, the own way I walked through life. And things kept going back to childhood, as they all do for everyone. And you know, my mum wasn't particularly maternal, but she definitely had a steely way about her, a focus about her. She was a black cab driver, so she was out a lot, but I was always on my own. But I didn't experience much of the maternal love and affection. And then I saw how that played out in my relationships with women as I got older. And I saw that I was drawing the experiences of me of having wonderful women in my life and people I would meet, but I had no chance to show any intimacy. I couldn't dive into these realms of my own being because I didn't know they existed. And you know, we all suffer from not being, well, it's not suffer, but we all experience not being properly mirrored as kids. We all experienced it, our parents experienced it, because for us to be truly mirrored, we get loved in the same way that God loves, the way that the universe loves, an unconditional love. If the word God makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, it's just an unconditional love where we can watch our children grow up in the light and love that they are. But our parents start shaping us and putting their fears and worries onto them, all from a good place, but as children, we just pick up on the energy. So we start molding ourselves on the shape of what our parents feel and see, on their self-worth. We start placing ourselves on that too. So then as this kept going throughout my career, I'm going to the top and I'm getting this thing that I thought I wanted. And I felt so separate from myself. My mind had just been so focused on a goal to get to this place. And I just felt inside my heart, I just wasn't able to sit at peace on my own sofa. I was having to take painkillers. I was having sex with multiple women. And it felt like that was the only way that I could go to survive, because that's what people were reflecting to me. That was the experience of what I was having in life. And I kept finding things very difficult and challenging, and I'd have these peaks and these lows, but I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand why my life was showing me the way it was. But I kept leading with my heart, and I would always be open-hearted with people, and I'd be honest, and I'd be sharing. And, when I was a kid, I was too sensitive, I was too emotional. But the way I've walked now in life and the path I'm walking now, I see that sensitivity and emotionality as a gift, because it's allowed me to go into all of the feeling state that I experienced as a kid. All of the fear, all of the shame, all of the guilt that was placed on me, that we all experience in some level. We all carry that. And it was all placed on me when I was a kid, which we all have. So when I started diving into my heart and opening up to the gift of life, I was presented amazing teachers, amazing guides. And since November 23, December 23, my life has been nothing but magical. I started completely following my heart, following signs and synchronicities. I started really tuning into my presence that I felt when I was on the field. The things I could do on the field, everyone would be saying, oh, that's magic, that's amazing. But when I was doing it, I was free of thought. I wasn't really the one doing it. Even though I practiced and rehearsed it over and over and over again, in those moments of making decisions, as we do it and we're present, suddenly we can just give that away to God rather than owning that being me and being like, I'm the one that did that, I'm the man, I did that. The true power I feel now for a man isn't about the battles and the slaying outside of himself that he's doing, which we see in the world. And that's commendable because it's a challenge to get to that point too. But truly to put the sword beneath your feet and to face your own emotionality, all the fears and all the worries that you walk with in life, to sit here with your heart wide open, to sit here and share as you come, as it comes out of your mouth. To be in this room today, to witness so many people share so much of their story from their heart and their light. It doesn't matter how well the speech went or not. It's been so amazing to be in a room and witness everyone in that flow. And for me, I didn't come up and prepare anything. And the way that my life, like I said, has been going is the more I open my heart, the more present I get, the more the path in front of me goes away, and the more I don't know where I'm going. But what I do know is in my own being, I can sit still in silence. I can be in any room with any beings and just appreciate and love each and every one of the differences we all carry, the individuality that we all carry. That's the beauty of culture, of race, genders, differences that we all, is the individuality of what we have, but what we do share is our heart, consciousness, our ability to be aware, and we see a world where we're running away from those things to try and create and make money and to climb up a pedestal and get to the top of something. It's the continual hero's journey of what we always see, and it's phenomenal when people go and achieve that. But at some point, with all the access that we have in the world to money, all the access that we have in the world to technology, is there something more that we could be doing? And as a man, I've fully put my sword in between my feet and be a holder of the flame. A holder of the flame is the heart and the heart-wide openness that you carry in the world. And by being more and more conscious and bringing more consciousness to your own inner demons, and in doing so and facing and seeing the beauty of the light and love that we were all born in. So if we start clearing that unconscious ways about us which drive us in the world to go and achieve, to go and use anger and pain to get to the top, but we actually start realizing that we were all born in love and light. every single one of us, when we see a new baby, how do we feel? Like, it's so beautiful to witness. And that's still all within each and every adult. And I know that to be true because the path I'm walking now, like I said, the way the world's responding to me is I'm surrounded by the most incredible people that mirror me truly from my heart. And lots in my life, I didn't get that. I had the media truly going after parts of my life, which I'm super grateful for now because it was the false mirroring that was making me then turn inward to actually dive in and be like, who am I? Where am I walking? What does this heart desire in life? And it's to see a world where our kids can grow up guided through love so they can reveal to us the next stage of evolution, how the gifts look, what comes through them. And I'm deeply passionate about doing so. And it's been my honor to be up here sharing with you guys. And this is a part of my journey and story and what's coming through. And for me, you know, it's been the most incredible journey, especially these last 2 years, to turn in and see all parts of my life with love and to own all the parts that have been so difficult and to go into the feeling state. Because to truly go into the feeling state of all of it, like at times it can be bumpy and rough and as it is, but through that, do you actually start embracing the truth of who you are? And as a man, I know that I wish I'd heard that when I was a kid. It wasn't something I got to witness with my father or the people around me, and I love him dearly. So for me, I decided to do that for me and for my kids that will come into the world in the not too distant future, because I know that we have the potential to create real change, especially in a place like this with all the light and love that's here. So my time is up, and I just want to say thank you for listening, guys. Lots of love, and I've really enjoyed listening to everyone talk, so thank you.